All right. All right. Welcome into the trenches. I'm Sam Mays. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. The AFC and NFC Championship games are over. Shout out to the Lions, the Chiefs, the 49ers, and the Ravens for giving us a Sunday full of incredible football. I think we'll start with the NFC Championship game that just ended. So I really sat down tonight excited for the city of Detroit. I'm from Northeastern Ohio. I get that whole Rust Belt vibe, right? That's a city that's been in recession since the 70s, and the auto industry is tanked, and the city just struggles. And it's a super strong, prideful people, and they just have had the worst luck when it comes to the NFL, right? You're talking about one of the oldest brands in the league. There's Detroit Lions fans all over the country. Like, people love that team. They've stuck with them for years, and it just seemed like this could be the year where they could find a way to get it done. Unfortunately, Detroit falls after an incredible start to the game. And really, I'll say this about the playoffs. The NFL goes hard for 365, right? Like, even the first game of the season, there's great effort. The NFL is unlike any other professional sport, because if you don't go hard, you get hurt, right? You can't play this game without giving great effort. You watch the NBA, I swear to you, it's not good until late February, unless you're an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, and those dudes play hard every single game. But the reality is that league doesn't pick up until February, March, even some of these teams, as far as the overall effort that you see. So I respect and enjoy the NFL because I feel like I'm getting mad. The playoffs are just built different. And I think, tonight in the NFC game, you really saw a 49ers team that had probably 3 times the amount of playoff experience than what Detroit did. I think Detroit had maybe 5 or 6 guys that have been to the playoffs before. And I think it was very obvious once the 49ers started to gather themselves and start to have success. At one point, not one Lions receiver could catch a pass. And that's just the human factor of this. I think so often we watch this game and we watch our heroes get out there and play, and we see great catches and incredible runs and amazing throws. And, these guys are superhuman. But in the playoffs and games like this, right, one and done, winner you go home games, all of a sudden those grown men, those titans of the game, of the gridiron, they look human. They have human moments, because this might be the most important catch of your life. This third down might be the most important third down of your life, and I got to go catch this ball, and they fail. And so to me, it's just like that reminder that these are just young men playing, doing the best that they can do. And sometimes the experience and the atmosphere is just overwhelming. Detroit's on the road, with very little playoff experience. They weren't supposed to be there. Motor City behind them. People, started this game off tonight in tears. People still in tears from last week's victory for the Lions. There's so much emotion that goes into this. And I promise you, they felt the weight of that city as they waited in the tunnel, to take the field tonight. So I do genuinely feel bad for the Detroit Lions and how they lost this game, right? It just was pretty tough situation for those guys to go out there and fall the way that they did. As far as the 49ers are concerned, completely opposite vibe, right? You got to give Brock Purdy all the credit in the world, as he went out there and made play after play after play after play through the air and on the ground. The run game wasn't working. Christian McCaffrey's the rushing leader of the NFL. He was being outrushed by 3 different Detroit Lions at one point in this game. To see Brock Purdy kind of put this offense on his shoulders, after a week of people saying, well, he gets carried by the offense. He gets carried by the offense. He's not that good. He's overrated. Let me tell you something. That dude did look overrated today as he led his football team to an NFC Championship game. So you got to give Brock Purdy a lot of credit for the way he performed. And just the overall guts of the 49ers. This is that human factor that I was talking about with the Lions. That inexperience really kind of reared its ugly head, and they faltered because of it. On the flip side, the experience of the playoffs, some veteran players, leaders of the 49ers found a way to absorb that fast start from the Lions, and they found a way to succeed. They came back in an incredible way, and they won that game at home in front of their fans. So incredible performance by the 49ers. This game was a lot of emotion, and the thing that sucks is, if you're an old football guy, I'm sitting there and I just knew it. Once that game was tied up, You just knew it in your heart that there wasn't a way for the 49ers or for the Lions to find a way to win this one. Although they did come back and compete. That onside kick was almost there. I think they touched it a little bit before it got to 10, so that wouldn't have mattered if he would have received it or not. But it was a great finish to the game. The effort was absolutely incredible. Detroit is going to be back. I'm a Lions fan because of the way that they do it. I feel like in 2023, 24, we almost have more athlete than football player. And I think in the city of Detroit, with that coaching staff being made up of former players and what they represent, I think they're preaching be a football player, right? You're a great athlete. There's no doubt about it. But we need you to be a football player. And I think that's what those kids show up every single Sunday to do, is go out there and be football players, be physical, be tough, give great effort, play 4 quarters, never quit, never die mentality. I think that Coach Campbell probably learned some valuable lessons about his playoff experience today. As much as we love that riverboat gambler mentality of his, there were decisions that he made in this game that you probably don't want to make in the playoffs. But you know what? This is his first time. So you got to give him a pass. But I think Detroit has got a foundation and a system in place and some men leading that team that I think they're well on their path to being back in this game with another opportunity to be in the Super Bowl, if not next year, but in the near future. Those dudes get it done at the high level. So I'm here for Detroit and the way that they represent. Just a ton of fun. As far as the AFC is concerned, I came to this game also. My daughter is 14. She sat down and watched the game with me today. She's a diehard Chiefs fan and has been since she was itty bitty. But the Taylor Swift factor adds a whole nother level to it, right? She's a Swiftie, and so it was very, very cool to sit down with her and watch that game and watch the Chiefs go out there and be great. They've had such an up and down season. Travis Kelce in particular had such an up and down season, but the Chiefs, when it matters the most, they show up and show out, period. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, one of the most iconic coach quarterback combinations in all of NFL history. And those dudes, when it comes to the playoffs, no one does it better, right? This is Patrick Mahomes' first road playoff game. Wrap your head around that. Like, how good are you to be a Super Bowl champion, playing the game as many times as you've played in the game, and you haven't had a road game before? This is your first one. And he loved it. He relished it, right? You saw it in his face. He loved every second of being the villain there in Baltimore. And the human factor reared its ugly head again today. Chiefs get up early, looking like the champion that they are, the experienced champion that they are, and the Ravens floundered. Lamar Jackson floundered in this game, making decisions that he's hadn't made all season long. That dude looked like the ultimate quarterback for the majority of the season. I love his story. I love the fact that he bet on himself. I love the fact that he held tight to it and got paid at the end of the day. I love the fact that he's turned himself into a pocket passer with elite athleticism. He's a great quarterback, but he looked human today, impacted by the game, impacted by the opponent, impacted by the pressure. And that's part of it, right? That's just part of it. And it makes what NFL champions so great, NFL champion quarterbacks so great, what you've had to do to become a champion, what you've had to fight for, what you've had to survive, through the course of the playoffs to get that moment to become a true champion. Like, you got to be tough as nails. And Lamar Jackson looked human in this game today. That's just the reality of it. I thought the Chiefs went out there and played extremely well. I think, Kelce, there's an argument out there. He might be the greatest tight end of all time. Well, statistically, you look at it, you might not like the guy. You might not like his relationship. You might not like the Taylor Swift stuff, which I'll never understand why everybody gets so flustered about it. She's just a girl watching her boyfriend play football in the most innocent way possible, right? She's not dressed scandalous. She's not acting crazy. She's not doing, stupid things. just a woman out there having a time of her life, legitimately looking like she's loving the game of football. And I got to watch the game with my daughter today, and she loved it also. So I'm like, this is a win for everybody that is concerned with this deal. So you might not like Kelce, but you got to respect what he's done, especially here in the back part of the season. He's just been exceptional, represented his team extremely well today. So, as far as the Super Bowl is concerned, excited about the game. There's my early prediction. If I had to, 49ers are interesting. They have moments of drought. Chiefs look inevitable at this point. So my early prediction is Chiefs find a way to get it done. But I think we're looking forward to a great game full of stars, right? The stars all over the field for this one. Excuse me, sorry about the cough. But yeah, a great game of NFL football. I love the playoffs, love the vibe, love the feeling, love the energy. The NFL product is better than it's ever been. They keep putting it out there each and every year, and I just don't see where there's a flaw. Like I'm just loving all of it. Today I sat down at 2 o'clock and I just smiled for hours, right, for 7 hours almost, just watching great games, great players compete. It was pretty cool. As far as what's next for the Ravens? Will they be back? Yeah. Do I think this is some sort of indictment on Lamar Jackson and the quarterback that he is? Absolutely not. Like there's already idiots on social media saying he'll never win the big game. He'll never be great. He'll never chase a championship. This is as far as he can go. And it's like everybody just you want to find what's different and immediately say that it can't accomplish greatness. And I'm just like, let it go. He's already there. I mean, he's already accomplished so much in his career. This is the last hurdle he's got to get over. And by watching that boy play today, I'm pretty sure that he's got a lot of good years left in him. So I don't think this is the end for Lamar Jackson by any means. So let me think. Shout out to let's see, Sooners and Cowboys today. Creed Humphreys that dude is the cream of the crop. The cream of the crop. Watching him perform is a pleasure. Like it is awesome to watch him command that offense the way that he does. I think Creed is arguably the second most important draft pick of this Chiefs era behind Patrick Mahomes. Just an exceptional football player, exceptional leader, anchors that offensive line. He will retire a Chief. There's no way that they give him up anytime soon for the way that he gets out there and competes. Excellent performance by Creed Humphreys today. I thought Justice Hill represented Oklahoma State extremely well there with the Ravens. That boy can absolutely run. He's played excellent football here for a couple of years. I think this year really kind of he's blossomed out a little bit more. I mean, the speed and athleticism, like he's gotten better every single year he's been in the NFL, and I thought he performed really well today. Malcolm Rodriguez, got to give a shout out to him. Excellent performance today coming off the bench. Starter goes down 3 or 4 plays into the game, and he's going to find a way to get out there and compete. First big play made was just an absolute stick of it was Brock Purdy or who he hit. Somebody just absolutely just laid him out. Big open field tackle to get started. Then he gets the interception that gives the Lions a chance to score early in the first half, which was awesome to see him get out there and play. So Sooners and Cowboys both well represented in today's championship game. So that was always a ton of fun. When you cover these kids, they're kids in college, and you get to know the personalities, and they're just goofy, and the smiles and all the things. Then you watch them become pros, and you understand the kind of game that they're playing and what's on the line each and every week. And so I take a lot of pride in watching the kids that I've covered over the years get out there and play. So very, very cool for those guys. Very cool for both the universities to be able to tweet and post about their teams, their former players having success. So that was cool on social media to see the Cowboys and the Sooners well represented. Looking forward to the big game. There's no doubt about it. 2 Big 12 quarterbacks versus each other in the Super Bowl. Oh yeah, Brock Purdy against Patrick Mahomes. Would have never guessed that was going to be a thing. Oh, that's right. Will, my bad. It was a second road playoff game. Either way, Mahomes is a monster. I agree 100%. He's just a monster in the postseason for sure. I will be back. I'll go probably live before the Super Bowl and after the Super Bowl. I love these things. I think you guys are great when you comment, and they always do super well the day after. So shout out to you guys watching this. This is the Sellout Crowd Network. A big shout out for those guys and what they do. Jacqueline, producer, Michael Lane, they're awesome. The people don't notice how much work is being done in the back end to Sellout Crowd each and every week. Those guys are phenomenal. For big thank you to them for producing all these things and getting all this content out. And a ton of great stuff from all my colleagues here. Follow us on social media. I'm at All American Mage. You can find me anywhere at that tag. So follow me and keep up and tweet me and Instagram, all the things. I love the conversation. And yeah, James Jolly, take heart, Sam. Detroit is young and we'll be back. There's no doubt that team is coming back. They've got a great core, great coaches. Detroit's going to be okay for sure. But yeah, big thank you to you guys for checking this out, and enjoy the next 2 weeks. Enjoy the Super Bowl, and then we all get to go into a slight depression for the next several months. So keep your head up, and I'll see you here in a couple of weeks. Thanks, guys.